Welcome back to another episode of Choosing Me with me, Jayla. Today, I actually want to get into why I started this podcast. I'm not going to say when it came to me because I feel like it came to me some years. Well, not some years, but maybe like a year and a half ago, a year ago, somewhere around there. Maybe when I started doing like Jayla Raw and Unfiltered, that's kind of like the direction I wanted to go in, but then I didn't stay consistent with that. That's neither here nor there. I'm actually glad that I listened to B-Nate and didn't do my first episode on why I did this podcast or what this podcast is supposed to be about. I feel like as I've just been filming these episodes and also like as life has been going and life has been happening, I feel like it's giving me like more of an understanding of like why I'm doing this podcast. And at first I thought I was doing this podcast just for me. There's been a lot of times throughout my life, or really my whole life, where I haven't believed in myself. I haven't been confident in myself. It's crazy because it's like I know that I'm smart, and I know that I'm capable, but then at the same time, where was I writing this? Oh, in my devotional. I was writing that like why, because the devotional was basically asking me why don't like you go after your purpose or what God has put in your heart to do. And I'm just like, because most of the time and throughout my life I felt like why me? Why would people want to listen to me? Why would people want to buy with me? Why would people trust me? Why would people want to do business with me? Like, why me? Like, there's so many other people out there that's more beautiful, that has a better voice, that's smarter than me, somebody that people like more. It's always been something to where like I hold myself back, or I feel like I'm not worthy of doing what it is that I want to do. And a lot of the times what happens is that I start something and I won't finish it. I'll believe in myself for a moment in time and then I'll stop. Yeah, just feeling like I'm not worthy of doing what it is that I want to do. But in the back of my mind, like I always know that like you can do it. Like there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it. And like I said before, a lot of the times like what happens is that I start and I won't finish. Like somewhere in the midst of that, I'll feel like, why'd you even start this? Like, this is embarrassing. Like, nobody's going to want to do this with you. This isn't going to happen. It's like all of the doubt starts to kick in. Even like when I think back to, I can't say the one thing that like I did stay committed to, kind of sort of, was piano. But I also feel like piano is something that I do for me and not necessarily that like I want to share with other people or like want to be known for, or like I don't want to be that person like performing on concert halls or like the person that you YouTube to listen to like this. Not me. Like when I play the piano, it's strictly out of me just finding joy and peace in it. But even in that, like I don't think I ever gave myself credit for how talented I was with it and in that. Even in high school, I started a clothing business because in high school I was known for having like my own like swag, I guess you can say. And a lot of people would ask me like where did I get my clothes from or whatnot. And I started a clothing boutique online. It was like selling stuff. I think my whole setup was like $35 and less. And I quit that like a month in. I had people like, I had these shirts that had like my clothing brand name on it. It was called J.Keely. Then in the back it had like, I think like my website or something, or ask me about it. And like every Wednesday I would have like my friends at school wear the shirts to like promote it. But like I gave up on myself with that. Like that really could have went somewhere. I remember, damn, it even go back to like in elementary school quitting. I remember I did Jeanette. Okay, first off, I quit soccer the first day of soccer, and I was like 4 or 5 because I told the man I was going to be a model. Okay, and then I quit karate. Had to be like 6 or 7 because the first day I like ran into like this pole in the karate thing when they had us running around, and I quit that. I quit gymnastics, which I feel like that actually would have been fun to like keep doing, but like I quit that like the first or second week because like the girls, they were like white girls, definitely a lot skinnier than me, and I was a little chubby kid. Told me like, oh, I was getting picked on for being like fat, and I think like that discouraged me, and I quit that. Damn. I quit the violin, but I actually hated the violin, so I can actually justify that. And I kept the violin up from like elementary school all the way up to high school, so, but I hated it, so I actually don't fault myself for that one. I launched an online real estate course on teaching people how to buy off-market properties. I quit on that. Like I never promoted it really. Like I may have promoted it maybe for like a month or 2, and then I was just like, fuck it. Paid for the fucking subscription for my online course every month for it not to be making much money. I think I finally like just stopped paying for it. Like I paid for that for like a good, I came out with it in my junior year. I just stopped, so maybe 2 years I paid for it. But like I never really promoted it. Mostly because even then I felt like why would people want to listen to me? Why would they want to like buy from me? Like what's so special about me? It's just me like that, always doubting me. But the crazy thing that I notice is that I'm always pushing other people to their potential. I'm always helping other people grow their businesses. I'm always helping other people reach their goals and keep them motivated and believing in them. But like the same belief and motivation that I give to others, I don't have that same energy for myself. And I hate that for me. Well, I've grown to hate that for me. And at first this podcast was just, forgot, Jayla were on Unfiltered. That was actually pretty good. Like people come up to me still to let me know like, oh, I loved your videos, like why'd you stop, yada yada yada. And like that was good, but even then like the same thing, just why me, who am I? But this podcast was supposed to be, and is, me proving to myself that you're worthy, you are somebody, you have something to offer, you have something to say, and there's somebody out there that wants to listen, even if it's just one person, 2 people, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or if it turns out to be 100, if it turns out to be 500, 10,000, 1,000, 20,000, 200,000, a million, like there's somebody out there that wants to listen to you besides, okay, excluding my mother, excluding my boyfriend, and excluding my close friends, okay? Some other people, okay? And my family. Well, I don't really think my sisters will listen to my podcast because they get sick of me yapping on a regular basis. But anyway, there's somebody out there that like wants to listen to what I have to say. But most importantly, this podcast was about me proving to myself that you can stick to something once. Is that you can stick to something. It's showing myself that I can finally stick to something. And then also, I want to see like where consistency gets me. I want to see where believing in myself gets me. I want to see where actually getting to the finish line gets me. Like this is solely me betting on me. Like I feel like it's like a podcast is small, but at the same time, like this is so huge for me because I'm proving something to myself. I mean, I'm showing up for myself. But yeah, just seeing where showing up for myself goes. And then also, this is therapeutic for me. Talking, telling the truth, being unafraid to feel what I feel, to think how I think. Not that how I feel, well, technically how I feel is how I feel, but not necessarily always like what I think is the right way or the correct way to look at something, but damn it, I'm saying it. But yeah, it was about me having finally being able to say what I want to say, how I want to say it, when I want to say it, unapologetically, speaking my truth and being okay with my truth, but mostly like proving to myself, like, girl, you can do it. Like, show up for yourself. Like, let's see where it gets you, even if it's, like I said, just 10 people watching it, 10 new people that I don't know, but hey, you got something to say. But then, okay, so before I moved here, like right when I was packing up my apartment, like maybe late June, I think, I was talking to my editor, and I was like, because she was already making like content videos for me, like she's made quite a bit of content videos for me that never came out. Like, I have so much content from even when I was in college of stuff I never even put out. But I had told her like I wanted to film a podcast, like hold me accountable to filming this podcast. Like, I'm going to film it as soon as I get settled into my apartment, early August. Never filmed it. But even then, like I thought that like on a podcast that like I was going to talk about like business and like how to grow your business, how to set up like processes, how to stay motivated, talking about my experience in business and investing. But then life happened. I also knew that I was probably going to talk about life after college too, but definitely life fucking happened. From moving here on my own, which wasn't expected. Like, I'm just gonna say coming here all by myself was unexpected for me. That was a letdown. To being out here for I think 35 days before I seen somebody that I knew and I loved, which was Kobe. To navigating, having a long distance relationship, to entering a new job and figuring that thing out, and navigating corporate America, and just trying to figure out like where I fit into everything with that. Finances, getting the house together by myself, being lonely, to finding friends out here and putting myself out there in that way. I remember one of my networking events at work. I don't really do well with large crowds. It gives me anxiety, and I think it may be like one of the symptoms of living in COVID. But I like freaked out, and I went to my car and I called my godmom, and I was just like, I can't do it. Like, it's too many people. Can't talk. Like, kind of like almost paralyzed, and navigating through that, to traveling for work and having something happen to Sire medically, and going through that, to directly after that I went and supported my mentor at an event that she was having, which was really hard because mentally and emotionally I was out of it. Also there, yeah, I was just out of that, to having to show up back for work, to going into a really dark space after that, because I think financially I had to get hit, and then two, I moved here with a lot of trauma too that I won't disclose just yet, because there's people that relate to that trauma that I need to work it out with them before I just talk about it in the open. But I moved here with a lot of hurt and disappointment and feeling unheard, not seen, not appreciated. And I like it's like it stems like that hurt is from like so many years ago and just has like compiled of like stuff and stuff and stuff that I never addressed, and it's like now it's all just like unfolding and being shit, like being in this space alone. Like it was like I was left here with nothing but my thoughts and my emotions and having to address issues I've always just swept under the rug. I hold a lot of stuff in. I don't think people actually realize that I hold a lot of stuff in. The people that's around me, and I'm always tending and band-aiding, well, fixing and stitching other people, but never myself really. Yeah, just feeling lonely out here, being financially drained. I think I said this before, but I don't think I realized like how much, like how good I had it. Like I don't think I was just living like a regular college person's life, and even in college I thought I was struggling, but really, okay, I did have some struggles, but overall I think I kind of lived good in college. Like I was traveling, I lived in a nice apartment, I got lots and lots of cash apps, and most of my cash apps are like a $200 minimum. I remember I used to, shout out to my sister Lily. She held me down. Her and my godmom held me down in college. Like I remember I used to actually leave for like $200 one day. Then the next day I'll be asking, like the very next day I'll be asking her for like $50. Then the very next day I'll be asking her for like $20. Same thing for like my godmom. She like, but they never ever said no. Shout out to JoJo too. She held me down like early college. Lily definitely held me down at the end of college. Tori held me down all throughout college. And then my parents helped my mom pay for me to go to college. The rent was always paid. Anything that I needed, she always made sure that I had. Anything that I wanted, she always made sure that I had. Same thing for my dad. If something came up, he never just also the knowledge that my dad always gives me was clutch. But yeah, I probably made more money in college than I do now. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like I'm living a lesser of a life now than I was in college. Like college was lit. Yeah. To now adjusting to, because now I'm trying not to financially depend on my parents and really actually stand on my own, which I kind of was like that in college too. Like I didn't ask for really everything that I could have asked for. Like I was definitely still kind of like I'm an adult in a sense that can still kind of figure it out, and there's no reason for me to be calling my parents for every little thing, especially when I was also working. I remember my friend was telling me like, that's what's wrong with like our community now, is that like we kind of have like the get it out the mud mentality, when this is why your parents or your grandparents work so hard so that they can provide you with a better life. Which I definitely wish now that I would have took advantage of all the benefits. But now I'm even just like to the point like where I'm grown. I shouldn't be asking for stuff all the time. Like, figure it the fuck out. I mean, if your parents could raise you at 24 with 3 kids and figure it the fuck out, you can. Which probably may not be the best mentality, but at the same time, I also think I realized like how much of a load my parents carry, and like how many people that they take care of. And I definitely feel like I feel that burden like on them because they take care of so many people, and I just don't want to be like that added on burden for them. So yeah, I really just don't call home unless if it's really needed. and it don't make me feel good, like having money given to me, I don't know, like I want to put myself in a position, and I want to make them proud and myself proud. Anyway, I don't know how I got on this, but yeah, just being here, I've been through like so much, and like having to face stuff, and then also this will be another episode, but like also trying to talk to people through what it is that I'm feeling, what I'm going through, and like not feeling any resolve from that, no comfort, feeling so unheard and misunderstood, that I feel like God is calling. I don't feel like, I know God is calling me to him, and that he has to be my comfort and he has to be my solution and problem solver, but that's a whole nother conversation. But being here made me realize, like, I have so much to say, and I know there may not be somebody going through my exact thing, but it may be somebody going through something similar. Like, even now, when I first started my job, I had a nice little cushion of savings. Now I'm like praying every day and hoping and wishing that like nothing bad happens. Like, I can't afford for nothing. Shit, I can't afford for me to not balance out like my groceries. Like, if I bought 7 days worth of groceries, this shit gotta last for 7 fucking days. I can't afford for it to only last 5. Like, I life is just happening, and the more that I talk to people, like I remember talking to my friends about like what I was going through for the first time, and like hearing that, oh, like, you're not alone, like we going through not the exact same thing but something similar. Also just randomly talking to people and being transparent, and people be like, oh, I wasn't expecting for the conversation to go here, and just like hearing them open up and realizing like how me being open gave them space to be open and transparent about stuff that they're holding in. It's just like, I feel like you do have something to say, like it's needed. Even talking to some of my line sisters and seeing like what they're going through, and how like, you know, me being transparent even in those situations of, this is where I'm at and this is what I'm going through, this is how I'm feeling. It just opens the door, and I feel like I'm having a lot more transparent conversations than people would usually have, and like are afraid to say. I'm not afraid to say it anymore, because I just feel like I don't have anything to hide. I'm not looking for validation. I'm not looking to be what society wants me to be. I'm looking to be what God has called me to be, and also being the woman that like I also want to see myself being. And I want to be transparent throughout my entire journey. I don't want to just show the good. I want to show the good and the bad, and just tell the truth. Like, I know that this season of my life is going to be worth it. I know that there's purpose in this season of my life, and this season, this is going to be on another episode, but even like somebody told me, like, you're saying all these positive things on like what you want to see yourself like about this season of your life, and you're saying that you want to be positive and you want to see it as the glass half full and the glass not empty, yet you just called it the lowest point of your life. I said, so this is not the lowest point of my life. This is just the most uncomfortable part of my life, okay? But yeah, I started this podcast for myself, to be therapeutic for myself, to show myself, look at, like, let's see what you can do if you show up for you. And we're going to see. And my goal is to just at least be the person that nobody feels like they've seen or heard, and to help somebody else know that, like, you're not alone. Life isn't just happening to you, it's somebody else out there that life is happening to. That you got this, that you'll get through it, that better days are coming, that life may not look how you thought it would look or how you want it to look, or you may not be in a position that you want it to be in, but damn it, it's gonna come. And just keep fucking pushing. And I know there's days that I don't feel like fucking pushing. We talked about that on an episode, and y'all know. And even with that, like that was really hard to say and be transparent in. Even though I didn't go fully in depth with that, but look, I touched the surface, way. That's all I could do. But yeah, this podcast is for me and to help somebody else along the way. And I want to be the person that, like, I'm not seeing right now. Like, all I see is people living their best lives. Not that we shouldn't be living their, like, our best lives, but I know, just like for me right now, that is not the case. Like, I'm definitely in a season of growth, and with growth comes uncomfortability, and I'm very fucking uncomfortable. So yeah. And I got the name Choosing Me because, like I said before, this is my season of choosing me, showing up for myself, falling back in love with myself, figuring out what it is that makes me happy, that doesn't relate to material things, finding my relationship, exploring and discovering my relationship with God, and just choosing me, finally putting myself first and not fixing everybody else for once, but fixing me, loving me, getting to know me and who I am, who I'm going to become. Yeah, this is just the time to choose me for once. So, on that note, so that we don't be on here for forever and ever, thank you for watching another episode of Choosing Me with me, Jayla. And I got 2 more episodes and then I'm done with this season. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next episode. Peace.